everybody, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are working on freezer space. I had a couple of frozen turkeys from Thanksgiving, Christmas, and they were on sale for about 59 cents a pound and less. Well, let me tell you, we're not going to let that go to waste, but yesterday, the last 3 days, we've been processing a whole bull for the freezer. That freezer needed to be cleaned out and have all the space possible for that bull. That being said, we're not going to be able to eat 2 turkeys in a day. So I got one thawing, pulled the smaller one out last night so they would both be thawed about the same time. I'm going to put all the large pieces, all of the like bony pieces in the crock pot, and that's going to be dinner tonight, and then I won't have to worry about that, and I can get right to chopping up to can all of my turkey. Canning any poultry is very similar to the next, so you can do quail and other birds, pheasants that you hunt, turkeys, chickens. When you find them on sale, get them and raw pack them. It is so easy, it's delicious, and it doesn't get dried out like canning your leftover turkey is. And it is a great pull from the pantry, quick, 15-minute dinner. One of my favorite meals to eat out when I was growing up at a diner type restaurant. They called it a hot turkey sandwich. It was toast with turkey, with gravy, and a side of mashed potatoes with gravy on it. So filling, so satisfying, just the best comfort food, and so quick and easy to make. I could come home from a long work day, boil up some potatoes, make some homemade gravy, and we're eating in 15 minutes. It is delicious. And I'm not fussy about brands or sizes. It's just what came up. I believe this one was about a 12-pound turkey, and maybe this one a 10 or 9. You can see the size difference. It's quite large. So I have got 14 canner jars washed and sterilized. Now, you want your jars hot when you pack, and your lids and bands hot, and a reserve of hot water. So I'm going to fill a pot or a tea kettle with water to top my turkey. It will have its own juices in it. Both of these turkeys are in a brine. This one even comes with a giblet and gravy packet. As you're cutting this out, like I was saying about putting the bony pieces in the crock pot, you can save that for stock or broth for doing soups and stews later on. I want to just be able to have something quick and easy, so I put it together for pot pie, just to warm it up and eat it. Because if you buy like canned turkey, canned chicken, it's always got that metallic taste to it. And that is going to have us not have that unpleasantness. I have kids from 6 to 17, and they're very fussy about their food. They want mom's home-cooked food. So today I started out with washing my bands and lids. We've got yogurt that's getting ready to go in the fridge. I've got bread rising. I'm going to grab some lunch real quick, and then I'm going to set myself up. I just put my earbuds on with cutting board, a couple of good sharp knives. I use these Victoria Knox knives, and we just did our cow butchering, so everything here has been cleaned and sanitized, and I already had everything out to be able to do this. I picked this up on Amazon or something. It's a whetstone cutlery sharpener, and it is only 400 grit and 1000 grit, but it does a great job of sharpening to keep these from getting dull. A dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife. And some people like to use rubber gloves when they're working. These are like Kevlar. They protect your hands. It makes it so that it's not slippery to grab the turkey or chicken that you're processing, and protects you at the same time. So a lot of times what I'll do is, it also helps so that your hands aren't cold either. The turkeys have been thawing, so one is going to have ice crystals and one a little bit less, just because of the size of it and the timing. I'm going to throw my bone pieces in my crock pot and get that going with a little bit of water, and put all my chopped up pieces into here. 1 inch or so. I'm not going to cube it. I'm just going to kind of just chunk it and throw it in the bowl, and then we'll be able to fill our hot jars. So deboning the chicken is the slowest, most boring part. And a lot of recipes, chicken salad or whatnot, tells you use a leftover rotisserie chicken. A leftover rotisserie chicken doesn't exist in my house. I would need to get 2 or 3 rotisserie chickens. One rotisserie chicken would feed about 2.5 to 3 people in our family, and we have 7. So this is a great starter to that type of recipe, to do a chicken pot pie or chicken a la king or anything like that. Some of this turkey I can actually put aside to do ground turkey. We've got a meat grinder to be able to use for that. And it is a huge money savings in doing turkey and chicken over pork and beef. Right now, like these turkeys were 59 cents a pound. I think the average turkey and chicken price is about $1.99 a pound. Turkey maybe $1.50. The pork has been $1.50 is the sale price. The normal price is $2.69, and ground beef has been running anywhere from $3.99 to $7.99. It's been all over the place. And just in processing our beef the other day, we saw a posting on AOL when my son signed in about a giant beef recall. And this is going to avoid that price hike for us, because we'll be able to have some ground turkey, some of our own ground beef. And I've got a yard full of chickens and plenty of eggs, so we can start butchering those anytime that they are fattened up as well. So food security, easy, quick meals to be able to grab, and huge money savings going on today. You might wonder why I choose raw pack over hot pack. To hot pack your turkey or chicken, you have to cook it 2/3 of the way to doneness, which a large turkey, that's already going to remove the juices from the turkey instead of keeping it in the can or jar, keeping it moist and tender, also losing a lot of flavor. You can reserve that liquid, like I said, for making broth and whatnot, but I am saving time by skipping that cooking method and saving the energy of doing the pre-cooking, because doing the raw pack or cold pack with the hot liquid on top, everything is staying in the jar. Nothing's going to get wasted at all. When I actually cook the meat or reheat it, basically is all you're doing, I can pour that juice off and save it to make a broth or rice or whatever for the next day, rather than, you know, pre-cooking everything and sorting it out. Throwing it in the freezer in a freezer container works really well also. So for me, this is just time savings, and it's a cloudy day. It was supposed to rain and whatnot. So I'm kind of grounded myself to the kitchen anyway, just from processing my dairy today. I've got milk finishing up on that canner, so the canner's already all set up. When it cools down, my turkey's going to be ready to go in, so it works out perfectly. Okay, so the tea kettle is on with hot water. I've changed out my water to make sure that I have clean water. My Presto canner says 3 quarts of water, and I always add 2 tablespoons of vinegar to it to keep the minerals from collecting on the outsides of the jars. So that's all set and ready to go. I've got my bowl of turkey, and when I had said like an inch, I meant like an inch thick. Don't cube it into 1-inch cubes. That's too much work. So just big chunks. The inch thick allows the heat to penetrate it. I have my funnel, my debubbler. I can help push down any meat. We want about 1.5 inches of head space. Magnetic lid lifter. These have all been scalded in hot water. And we've got mason jars all hot and sterilized in here. So I'm going to pull these out. We're going to raw pack the meat, pour hot water over the top, a teaspoon of salt for each jar, and then I'm going to set them in the pressure canner and get them going. So I ended up getting a later start than what I had wanted. So I switched all of my dark meat to the pot. I actually decided to try to debone some. It's unenjoyable, especially after doing a cow for 3 days. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick that in the oven and just get that roasting. These heavy cast iron roasting pans are awesome for cooking meat, keeping it tender, similar to the crock pot. It's just nice, slow, low heat. Okay, so now we are going to let this get hot. I've had it filled with hot water before I added the jars. It's sealed shut. This is going to pop up when it gets hot, and this will start venting. When that starts venting, we'll set the timer for 10 minutes and let that keep pushing all the air out of it, filling it, pressurizing it, and then we'll put the weighted gauge on it. And once the weighted gauge is on it, then we are going to let this get up to 11 pounds of pressure. That's for under 1,000 feet of elevation. And you can look up your elevation by your address, just by Googling that. And for quart jars, it's 90 minutes raw pack. I believe it's 90 minutes with bones also. Okay, so our gauge is right into the 0 zone. I always just go ahead and take my weight off and let it set aside. I never open it up right now at this point. I usually let it set anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, sometimes longer, before I open it up. And when you do, open it up away from you with this back end, because you'll get a rush of steam. So you want to protect yourself from that. You know, use hot mitts or whatever. It's usually not a problem for me that way, from letting it cool down long enough safety-wise. Now for my size family, it's going to take about 2 quarts of turkey, possibly with some leftovers, to feed a family a normal meal for the night with a side of mashed potatoes and gravy. Like I said, I like to have mine on a slice of toast. It is a delicious hot comfort meal to enjoy any night. Busy, rushing nights, cold nights, anything like that. So I highly suggest canning up some turkey or chicken and having it in your pantry for those busy nights for yourself. All right, my turkey jars are all out of the canner. You see that? I packed them nice and full. I didn't have any siphoning. I keep them covered to make sure that there's no draft. And we're just listening for those pings. Everything is sealing up for the night. Sounds like one of those nights that might even be coming tonight. My roast turkey is in the oven. I'm hearing some thunder off in the distance. I gotta go milk the cow. I'll see you guys all next time. Thanks for watching. Remember to thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Watch this playlist for more canning videos in the future, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.